Dear all participants, welcome to the regional workshop on sustainable management and food security, which is jointly organized by the Association of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia and the Turkish Academy of Sciences and supported by IAP. As we know, food is a very vital item in our life. That's why sustainable management of food security is very important as a food. Today we are here to get valuable information about this subject. Today and also from spokespeaker we are valuable information and knowledge to get. I would like to invite Mr. Kazım Şahin to the stage, who is principal member of the Turkish Academy of Sciences, to open a speech, please.
Dear guests, I would like to welcome all of you participating on behalf of the Turkish Academy of Science, a member of the Association of Academies and Society of Science in Asia. It's an honor for us to host you for the regional workshop on sustainable management of food security. As well known, many people are suffering from food storage and live in hunger. Many places are affected by drought and famine as global climatic change, as well as environmental pollution continue at a faster rate than ever before. The scientific community put emphasis on the development of alternative and adaptive food production system in order to reduce a likelihood of greater food storage and avoid risk in the near future. The conference will address the food system activity of processing, distributing, and consuming food, as well as food production from crop, livestock, tree, fresh water, and marine source. The availability, access, utilization, and stability dimensions of food security and synergies and trade between economic, environmental, health, and social objectives and outcomes. We wish you have pleasant time to enjoy and establish collaboration. Thank you.
And now, next spokesperson is Vice President of the Association of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia, Namık Kemal Aras.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Istanbul. We are very happy that we are greeting about 14, 15 foreigners and number of Turkish scientists here. And I hope that we will have good 1 week almost here in Istanbul. Istanbul is, as you know, that very old city. And this is the old part of Istanbul, and I hope that you will enjoy it. I decided that I want to give some information about the AASSA. We are all talking about the AASSA. What is AASSA? Let me say something about that. Now, this is the merger of two organizations in Asia. It was AASSA and FASAS, Federation of Asian Scientific Academies and Societies, and Association of Academies of Sciences in Asia. And they merged, and now we have the last one, Association of Academies of Sciences and Societies in Asia. Now, I will tell you about the story of this merger. Now, in earlier organization, FASAS, and this was established in 1984 in New Delhi, and Professor Lal was one of the organizers at that time, and this is one of the first pictures from that time. And the other one is the AASSA, that is established in 2000. That is the first one. That is established by two scientists, Professor Dobrasov from Russia and also from Mushik-Jan from Korea. Unfortunately, we lost the Mushik-Jan about 4 or 5 years ago. He was the main person that operating of AASSA. Now that when I said Russia, only the Siberian branch of Russian of Academy of Sciences is part of the AASSA, not the Western part. That's the different organization. Now, you see, what happened is that we had a meeting in different places. One meeting in Canberra in 2007. In those meetings, they said that two organizations in Asia is not really good and operative. They really forced us that why not you merge? Because we are getting most of our financials from IAP. So that IAP said that, well, each continent, we will support only one organization, not two. So you better merge together. So that's I don't want to go into detail, but that was really kind of forced to us that you should really merge. What we did there at that time, two of us from Jingting from AFAS side, and I was from the AASSA side, and we draft memorandum of understanding between AASSA and FASAS. You know, what is this? I wonder, anybody could guess? There's something I put here. What that could be, anybody could guess? That's a kangaroo, a baby kangaroo. They took us a kangaroo place, and that was a very little one. Just to say, I put it there, I thought that you would like it. And at that time, the president of the Jinhai Li of the AASSA sent a letter to all the academies and about this merger operation. And I'm sure similar thing is done by FASAS, and we informed, both sides informed all the academies, so that we should really have, we should work on the merging. And we had a meeting in Ankara in 2008. Then in left side, Professor Omar, he was at that time the president of FASAS, and on left side, the right side, the president Jinhai Li, and I'm on the top. I was looking at whether they will they will sign it or not, you see. So that was really, I took the picture. So it was signed. So that means that the really first main step started in Ankara in 2008. And from then on, now that we started how we can merge these two organizations. And after, you see that in the world now there are 4 organizations. One for Africa, Network of African Sciences, one for Europe and ALEA, one for American, both South and North America, and then our association. Now that first AASSA Executive Board meeting was in 2013 in Manila, and this is the first academic, and this is the, now we set up the AASSA. This is the members of AASSA, member academies. You see on the right side, on the right side, Turkey is on the west side, and right side will be New Zealand. So it covers all Asia, all Asian countries. At the moment, now we have 34 academies, 30 more academies from 34 countries. Now that the first executive board done in 2012, and at that time, Professor Won-Hun Park was president, and myself and Professor Krishnan Lak was vice president and members. This was the first one for the 2010 and 2012 for 2 years. Now we had another meeting in last year in New Delhi. You see that we are having about one main meeting in one country, that's the board meeting, and the following year we have a General Assembly meeting, and there we are selecting new president and so on. And in New Delhi, we selected new president and vice presidents, and this is the last one, the case now. The president is Lal. Thank you very much, Professor Lal, that you came here. That's really wonderful. And now that we have 2 vice presidents, myself and Shemshar Ali from Bangladesh, and we have also the executive board members. And this is the visit that we made last year to Taj Mahal. And I think it's not a little dark, but it's a wonderful place. I hope that everybody will see that. I don't want to go to detail of the objectives. Objectives is really common, so that first of all to have really good relation among the academies in country, and we are doing workshops like that. The purpose of this workshop, of course, not only they discuss the subject that we are talking, but also to bring together academies, scientists, and they know each other, and this is really very, very interesting. As I said before, at the moment that we are representing 11 countries with 13 countries, and almost 20 scientists that they will make talk here. I really don't want to go there. Now, since 2000, that we did lots of workshops in different places. I don't want to go into detail also. If you know that every year we had a workshop on different places in natural resources, as you see, that food resources and security in Tehran, and science and technology in water, and so on. So, and these subjects are one of the main subjects that we are really discussing in workshops organized by AASSA Academy. Now, the last few meetings that in Australia we had, and Borneo, Siberia, in climate change, New Delhi we had a workshop on women in science and engineering, and Manila also in 2020, and on the emerging technologies for green earth, and Jerusalem we had and Izmir also last year. TÜBA organized Women in Science and Technology, and we also had a workshop in Armenia on the water one, mountain lakes, and ecology of Asian countries. And we had AASSA meeting 214. And this year now we are having food security here. And in October, this year, October, we will have an executive board meeting and international symposium on health and related issues. Well, I would like to thank to all of you that you are here, and in TÜBA side and Begüm and Kazım, they really work very hard and with other people, and now that we are all together. Okay, my phone is calling me, and then thank you very much then.
Thank you, Mr. Aras. I would like to invite to the stage President of the AASSA, who is Ahmet Cevat Acar. I just learned that he is not here for now. I would like to pass another spokespeaker. I know. TÜBA President. I'm so sorry about the wrong information.
Good morning, everyone. You are welcome to Istanbul, and welcome to regional workshop on sustainable management of food security. It's a great pleasure for us to host you in Istanbul and in Turkey. As you know, this workshop is organized by TÜBA and AASSA, and with the contribution of the EIP. Dear President, dear Vice President, and dear colleagues, you are welcome again. You know, food security and its management is a global and multidisciplinary concern. There are big, serious problems with regard to production, security, and distribution of foods. A considerable number of people face starvation as the population of the world population increases. That is why the food management systems should be reconsidered. In this column, sustainable management of food security carries a special weight and importance in the world. You know, one of the fundamental objectives of science academies is propose solutions to national and global issues. Surely our proposals should be based upon scientific outcomes. I believe that this workshop will contribute significantly to finding solutions for food security problems. For this reason, we will prepare a report based upon the ideas and suggestions to be raised at this workshop and share the outcomes with the related publics. This is a second workshop we arranged in Turkey. Last year we arranged with AASSA in Izmir, Science, Women in Science workshop in Izmir. And this is a second activation, and we are happy for this reason. I thank Professor Dr. Krishan Lal, the President of AASSA, and also I thank you, Mr. Professor Namık Kemal Aras, Vice President, and our Nutrition and Food Working Group, headed by the Professor Dr. Kazım Şahin. He is our principal member, our academy, and our Turkish Academy of Science personnel and AASSA members. I hope that workshop will be successful, and you will be enjoy your stay in Istanbul and Turkey. Thank you again. Good days, good workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Acar. And next speaker is President of the AASSA, who is Krishan Lal.
My dear friend, Professor Kar, President of TÜBA, Professor Namık Aras, Vice President, my friends from AASSA who have been involved in the organization, and my secretariat friends, Professor Kim and Dr. Kim. It's a great pleasure to be here to the start of this workshop on a very important topic. This is the first regional workshop of 2015, which will focus on sustainable management of food and security. And I also add my own word of welcome to all the participants who have come from different academies, sponsored by different academies, who are members of AASSA, and also from Turkey. It's indeed a very important topic that you have chosen, and I will give you a little background that in contemporary sense, there is a lot of relevance to some of the major initiatives that IAP in its new form, the Inter-Academy Partnership, it is now taking. The security of food and nutrition is of utmost concern, particularly in the light of the growing population, and most estimates now are that from the present about 7 billion, in 2050 we will reach about 9 billion people on the earth. The question is that this, when we consider the changes in climatic conditions and the type of crops we are presently growing, their duration and so on, how to adjust so that the security in terms of nutrition and the food supply is maintained. Many academies in many fora have been very active. We had at our academy, when I was president, the privilege of hosting the summit of presidents of G8+ countries, where one of the topics was on sustainable development, and a statement which is signed by all the academies is available in which this was also one of the topics, besides other topics, including the other statement on diseases which are now finding it very hard to control microbial resistance to drugs. This is also one of the very important issues. Now, I would like to mention that a lot of discussions are taking place in many of the UN-related agencies, and this is their task, particularly now that the Millennium Development Goals are going to come to conclusion. And there is a great concern in scientific community that while making any policy, they should consult the scientific bodies, particularly the National Science Academies and their bodies, the two main bodies being the International Council for Science, ICSU, and the now Inter-Academy Partnership, IAP. So this is one of the concern, and there is a lot of internal discussions. I also had a privilege of serving on the most recent, about a year-old external review of ICSU, and this was one of the things which was mentioned there. Now, there is a big change taking place in within IAP. I thought I should all sensitize to you. The IAP has been financially supported by government of Italy through a parliamentary decision, and this money comes every year, and they further distribute among the 4 regional networks, including AASSA. And most of our activities are being done through this. But there is a great realization within IAP that this is not sufficient. We have to attract more funding. If we want to be more active, we have to give something more tangible and more effective, more impact-wise, very strong to the governments and the policymakers. Then we need also more funding to have very researched, well-researched, in-depth reports to be given so that policymakers can take note of it. For this, in recent past, there have been also, when we consulted in IAP, some of the organizations, they said, what is IAP? What is a science academy? Most people outside our world, they have an awe of academies, but they don't know what we do and how we can help them. So in this, there have been a lot of churning. And one of the steps taken by the IAP in its immediate past form, which is the global network of science academies, was that we work closely with the similar panel in medical sciences, IAMP. So why don't we put together and make an umbrella organization? That is what is being called. This has been approved. They have signed MOU. And this is now IAP's new full name is Inter-Academy Partnership. And very soon, the Engineering Council will also hopefully join. Then at present, we have more than 130 academies into the partnership, and another 30 may join. So that we have a whole spectrum of science, technology, and medical sciences. So if you see new IAP poster, you will see science, you will also see medical science, you will also see policy research. So this is the new form. And then negotiation with some of the funding kind of organizations are at a good stage. One consequence which is of relevant to this particular meeting is that the German government has sanctioned a project on agriculture and food and nutrition security. The total value is quite a bit, about $600,000 or euros. And this project will start very soon. The first kickoff meeting is in June, in 2nd June at Halle in German National Science Academy, Leopoldina. And all the networks were also requested to nominate people. You may recall I had circulated, invited nomination, and seeing the whole range, because we start on the easternmost end, we have New Zealand, Australia, westernmost end, we have Turkey, Israel, and the whole of Asia is covered. And if we take population-wise, we are nearly half the population of the world. So we had to send 4 people. They are identified from China, India, New Zealand, and also because we were having little less response from the erstwhile Soviet Union countries. So Georgia is also represented. Could show a smaller country how they take care of this. And this kickoff meeting, before that, we are also planning one preparatory meeting because of the cost. This will take place in Halle one day before that. So this is only to tell you, now the spirit there is, can we distill all the present practices and what plans countries have to deal with these issues of climatic changes and the new practices? Because in our, I know from Indian point of view, though I'm a physicist, but as being the president of our academy, I have to deal with all branches. So our agriculture department, they have been preparing, getting ready for the new germplasm, which can be, whose duration can be adjusted. And I'm sure other countries, particularly Pakistan, also has a very strong group on agriculture. So they are putting together. So in this project, it is the ambition to bring together all the knowledge, covering a whole range of geography, also climatic conditions and so on, to produce some reports which policymakers, both nationally and internationally, they can use. So this is just to give you a feeling that this today we look forward to more inputs from academies to policy-related areas. Of course, academies' primary aim within the countries is to recognize excellence, to promote science technology by identifying people who have reached certain level of excellence. But they also have to provide such advice that the governments may use it for betterment of the society. Now, this is what is happening. I may mention, Professor Namik Aras tried to give you a feel for what AASSA is. The Secretariat has prepared a very good document now, a brochure on AASSA, and soon this will be formally circulated to all the academies. A few copies our Secretariat has brought here. You may like to have a look at that. So in the end, I thank Professor Saratakar, President of TÜBA, for being the gracious host, Professor Namik Aras, Vice President of AASSA and convener, and also Begum Sargin, together with our AASSA Secretariat of Professor Kim and Mr. Kim, for doing all the hard work so that we can have a successful meeting here. I wish you all wonderful deliberations and enjoyable stay in Istanbul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lal. I would like to invite Professor Ahmet Cevat Acar to the stage again, please, to give the plaques to the Professor Kazım Şahin, Professor Namık Kemal Aras, and Professor Christian Lal. And also, the community will give a plaque to Professor Ahmet Cevat Acar. And now also the organization community will give a plaque to the Professor Ahmet Cevat Acar. Dear participants, for now, there is a coffee break time for 15 minutes. See you later.